ho, ho, ho.
Welcome to Care2Watch with Beth and Charlie, and today we're going to be making some Christmas biscuits. So on today's Care2Christmas we are going to be baking some Christmas cookies. It's going to be a lot of fun and we've got all different cookie cutters for you to use. You can make your cookies into any Christmas shapes that you'd like. To make these you would need the following ingredients. You need 125 grams of butter, 125 grams of golden caster sugar, 1 egg beaten, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract and 250 grams of plain flour plus extra for dusting. So to start with, you would need to put 125 grams of butter into the bowl. With 1 beaten egg, £125 grams of golden caster sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and finally 250 grams of plain flour. I have already weighed all of these ingredients out previously, so you just need to make sure that you do weigh them out before you mix them together, put them in the bowl. And then once you've got everything in, you just need to mix it all together to make a dough. So while you're mixing this together, you could, if you've got somebody with you, you could say a couple of Christmas jokes. A Christmas joke that I like to say is, what do snowmen eat for breakfast?
What do they eat for breakfast?
Frosted flakes. You might be better off if you get your hands in there and just squish it all together. Obviously make sure you've washed your hands before doing this and always wear gloves. It can be quite a nice sensory activity as well. So we are looking for a dough, not too sticky. If it does tend to be too sticky, just add a little bit more flour to make it slightly more dry. But yeah, the consistency that we're looking for is more of a dough so that you can roll it out afterwards and cut it into your shapes. So once you have got all of your dough into a ball like this, then you need to lay it out flat on the table in front of you so that you are then able to cut your shapes out. So to do this, you would need to sprinkle a little bit of plain flour onto the table, just so that the dough doesn't stick to the table as you're rolling it out. And then you would get the dough and pop it on the table and flatten it. If you've got a rolling pin, you could use that, or any sort of bottle, as long as it can be flattened. It can't be too thin, it does have to be quite thick, otherwise the cookies won't cook properly. Before you cut out the shapes from the dough, you would need to grease the baking tray. So you can do this by putting greaseproof paper over the tray, or you can just do what we're doing with the leftover butter and just put it all over the tray, just so the cookies don't stick once you put them into the oven. So once you've rolled the dough out on the table in front of you, you can then start to cut out the shapes that you would like. So we've got a few here today. We've got a Christmas tree, a star, just a circle so that you can decorate it with whatever you like, and a gingerbread man. So then you would just pop the cutter into the dough, push it down, twist it, and then it will just come out. Into the shape. So once you've got all of your cookies laid out on the baking tray ready to go in the oven, they need to be in the oven on 190 degrees and they need to be cooked for around 8 to 14 minutes or just until they're golden brown, so you can just keep an eye on them. And once they're cooked, you can get them out on a cooling rack and you can start to decorate them.
Okay, so once your cookies are out of the oven and you've given them time to cool, it's time to decorate them and have a bit of fun with them. So you can use whatever you've got really. We've got some Smarties, some chocolate pretzels, we've got marshmallows, we've got all kinds of icing like fondant icing and like icing pens that you can use. So I'm going to start off by, I think I'm going to do my star first, and I'm going to take some of the yellow fondant icing that we've got. I'm just going to roll it out onto the surface. It doesn't have to be too thick or too thin, depends how you like it. Just press it out. And then you can use the same cutters that you used for your cookies when you were cutting them out initially. So you just take your cutter, cut out the shape that you want. And then if you just place it on top of the cookie, like so. And then you've got a lovely star decoration for your cookie. That's one idea that you can use. What else have we got? We've got a nice rounded one. We could turn that into a snowflake or something like a snowman. So I'm going to take some of my white fondant icing, I think, for this one. So you can use this kind of icing, or you can use just icing sugar mixed with a bit of water. You can drizzle it over the top and make it as thick or thin as you wanted. And I'm going to cut that out. Like so. And again, using the same cookie cutter that we used for the actual cookie, I'm going to make the shape and place that on top of that cookie there. And then just for a bit more effect, I'm going to pop some of these little mini marshmallows that we've got just around the outside and on top of it. Make it look a bit more like a snowflake. You can stick these down if you've got writing icing pens, you can stick them down with those, like that. So there's one idea you could use. I made a Christmas tree one a little bit just before, again using the same effect. You can cut out little shapes, use different coloured fondant icing that you've got. Just do whatever you fancy. I can use another Christmas tree one with the same idea. You can take your green fondant pens and you can make your outline of whatever shape your cookie is. You can draw your shape however you fancy. It doesn't have to match the shape of the cookie, just whatever you fancy. Then you can take different colours, mix and match. Just some little baubles and things on the outside. And then I'm going to take some Smarties and just stick these over the top and pretend they're baubles. Just like so. Very big baubles, but they will do. And then using some of the yellow icing, fondant icing that we've got, you can mould into another little shape that will, like an angel or anything you fancy to pop on the top of your Christmas tree one. I'm just going to mould that into kind of like a star sort of shape. Just pop that on the top. Doesn't matter as long as you enjoy yourself and it tastes nice afterwards. It doesn't matter too much what it looks like. There we go. Nice and colourful for Christmas anyway. So there's one idea you might use. Okay, so if you've got some pretzels, you can use these for like reindeer antlers and things like that. If you've got any reindeer cutters or circular cutters that you can use as the reindeer's face. If you just break them in half, they look a little bit like reindeer antlers. So if you just take any kind of fondant icing or something like this that you can stick them down with, just do a little blob on here. Or we can draw a face on it as well. So I'll pop those on at the end as they can be the antlers. Draw us a little face on it if you want to. God, I've got a shaky hand. You just draw whatever shapes and things you like. There's some little eyes for the antler, for the reindeer, sorry. I give him a red nose for Rudolph. Just like so. Big red nose. There we go. And I'll give him a little smiley face as well. Like that. And then once you've decorated the face, you can just stick the antlers on, just like so. They will stay. Kind of. And then you've kind of got a little reindeer. Using your pretzels, you can make his antlers. And it looks just like that. When the icing dries, obviously they will stick, or you can use anything that might hold them a little bit better for you. Oh, it collapsed. It was worth a try. It was worth a try. Should we try flat? I think he's still going to slip off. They're a bit heavy for. That one looks a bit more like an antler though. That one. Okay. So they don't necessarily have to be standing antlers. You can lay them down as well. They stick a little bit better like that. You get the idea of what it's supposed to be anyway. So I'll pop that one to the side. You can also do a gingerbread man styled one. So if you just take, I've got yellow coloured fondant icing, but you can use, if you've got brown or anything like that, you can make them a colourful gingerbread man if you like. So just get this on here. You can just roll this out onto your surface, roughly the same size as that your cutter's going to be, just like so. Just nice and flat. And then take your cutty cutter again and just cut out the shape that you want, like that. Take away the outside bit. So whilst we're decorating, I've got a little joke for you all. So, what do you get when you cross a snowman with a vampire? Frostbite. There's no reason to laugh. Everybody laugh. Come on. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to do his little buttons here. Make him look like a proper gingerbread man. There we go. Might even give him a little bow tie. Something like that. Give him a little bow. There we go. And some little eyes. And a little smiley face. And there you go, you've got a Christmas gingerbread man as well for you. That's another idea you could use. And then just for a little effect, something a bit more fun, you can just literally take your icing pens and just drizzle them all over your cookie, just like so. Mix and match the colours, get a bit of red, blue, green, any kind of Christmassy colours, and just drizzle it all over your biscuit like so. Doesn't matter how messy you get. Look good. There you go. And then you've got loads of Lovely Christmas colours and things. Nice pretty biscuit there. Just plain and simple design, but it's fun to make. Okay, so here are some of my finished designs. I had fun making them. Hopefully you'll have fun making yours. Be as creative as you like and just have fun. Have a Merry Christmas.
We hope you enjoyed that Care to Watch. Once your cookies are out of the oven, cooled down, decorated, you can tuck in and eat them.
Merry Christmas!